Hi, everyone. Welcome to MJS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, a thank you. Non-subscribers, I'm hoping to tease you into pushing that button. This coming fall will be my 39th year coaching football, and I'm a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, a longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this base fronts on film, I'm going to share with you one of our 10 personnel fronts that we like to run when the ball's on the hash. This is what we call our split front, okay? And we don't have it up there because it just didn't fit. It's our base match quarters, grade 4 coverage, and we have a check pit tag for when they move to 3-by-1, which they're going to motion to, so I'm going to share that with you. So the reasoning in this game, it was week 10, middle of November 2018, freezing cold day. We had 9 films. So when the ball was on the hash, and they were in predominantly 10 personnel all year long, they like to motion the number 2 receiver here to the big field to give you the 3-by-1. And then they had a tendency to run the football or play action and throw a bubble. And if it wasn't the bubble, they wanted to throw a slant. So, we had, again, 9 weeks of film. So our game plan was, in this scenario, it's 1st and 10, is to run a split front, which means when the ball's on the hash, the rover's into the boundary. Boom, done. Makes it easy. Therefore, we kick the front to the big field. And when we get to the tight copy, you'll see that, okay? And so we have what the China tag means is it tells our outside linebacker who's detached. See, the rover is part of the front. The dime is detached, goes to the big field in this case. That would be where the pass strength is. Instead of adhering to his normal no wider than 5 yards from the tackle, he actually gets outside shade of number 2 in anticipation of bubbles, screens to defend, that sort of thing. Okay, and inside of him is a free safety, so everything fits. We get everything covered up. Okay. Now, the other thing we have going on is what we call a double stick. That I'm going to wait to share with you when we get to the tight copy. But what the double stick is it's the rover, and in this case, the stud, who are going to execute a double stick, which means they're both reducing 2 gaps to the inside toward the football. It's a run line stud. Okay? So here, this whip safety is supposed to be on the hash, so he's misaligned and he couldn't hear people screaming at him, okay, which I blame these 2 guys, mostly the corner, but nonetheless. Okay, he was sophomore, right? Here we go. Freshman. So we had young guys in the field, and they did a great job. Okay? Okay, so now the dime is adjusting correctly to move out to the new number 2. He is absolutely right in doing that. And now the whip is where he's supposed to be to begin with. So now check Pitt. If it's a pass, this whip has number 3 vertical. If 3 doesn't go vertical, then he helps out here with 1X. Okay? So see, there it is. That's the thing they love to do. So his part of the game plan, go chase it. But here they are running the football away, as we thought. And we do a pretty good job, but you'll see why it's not a fantastic job now when I go to the tight copy. Okay? So now here's our split front. And we only run this when ball's on the hash because the rules are so simple, right? Automatic. Rover stays in his 2-point stance. He's in what we call a loose 5. His inside toe is just nipping the outside toe of the tackle. I don't want him to get too heavy. Okay? And now with the front kicks to the big field, so the stud is head up on the guard, but he's an A-gap defender. 3 technique here. This is the nose. And now this is the end, who bumps out to a 5. So 3 and a 5 into the big field. Both inside linebackers are head up over the tackles in our split front, 6-man box. So again, he's supposed to be there, okay, but he's not, because we're anticipating a run here, okay? Now, when you see him go in motion, he's going to move to where he should have been all along, okay? So now the double stick, here's the focus. You're going to see the stud sticking opposite A. He does a good job, okay? The rover is supposed to be sticking to his side A, and then you have the backer here, or it's actually the Mike in this case, because it's even, right? There's the backer, stays left, Mike stays right. Okay, fits here. So now we'll see how it looks. So the whip gets a little too wide. So you'll see, terrific job by our stud. Very athletic kid. He was all of 220 pounds. But see, the rover never gets across the tackle. He stops the stick. He should have kept on going, and then the Mike was prepared to fit over the top. Mike does a super job here. He does what he's told. That's an open window. You fit into it, right? And it's a good thing he did, because he makes the tackle to compensate for the rover. That's part of our second level makes the first level right. So the rover made a mistake, right? The rover did not continue his stick. Therefore, you have a massive open window, and the linebacker does what he's told, and that is fill it, right? Correct it. Yeah, we know you're supposed to be over here, but when the guys in front of you don't do something correctly, you correct it, and that's what he does here. So that's why this linebacker, who was a true freshman, does a fantastic job. He's gone on to be an outstanding, now 3-year starter, super football player. Okay? And then the stud did his job. See the big mess? The rover should have been in there with the linebacker over the top, 2 defenders, right? It would have worked. But nonetheless, that's how the split double stick worked versus the run, and it was a very effective part of our game plan. So I hope the non-subscribers want to push that button. I want to thank everybody for watching MJS Coaching Football, and I would also like to thank YouTube for providing this platform.